There's a quiet shift happening in the world of computing, and most people haven't fully noticed it yet. It's not loud, it's not flashy, and it doesn't come with a dramatic announcement from a tech giant. But if you look closely, the signs are everywhere. The dominance of Windows, something that once felt permanent, is slowly being challenged in ways that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. And at the center of this shift is Linux, an operating system that was once dismissed as too complex, too niche, and too fragmented to ever compete on a global scale. For years, Windows held an almost unshakable grip on personal computing. It was the default choice for homes, offices, schools, and enterprises. Software was built for Windows first, hardware was optimized for it, and users rarely questioned its position. But that kind of dominance can lead to complacency, and that's exactly what seems to have happened. While Microsoft continued to evolve Windows, adding new features, redesigning interfaces, and pushing updates, it also introduced decisions that many users found frustrating. Forced updates, increased system requirements, privacy concerns, and a growing sense of loss of control started to push people to look for alternatives. At the same time, Linux was quietly evolving. What used to require technical expertise and command-line knowledge began transforming into something much more accessible. Modern Linux distributions now offer polished user interfaces, smooth installation processes, and compatibility layers that allow users to run many of their favorite applications without much effort. The gap between Windows and Linux, at least in terms of usability, has narrowed significantly. And in some cases, Linux has even surpassed Windows in areas like performance, customization, and security. One of the biggest drivers of this shift is the changing nature of computing itself. People are no longer tied to a single desktop environment. Cloud services, web applications, and cross-platform tools have reduced the dependency on any specific operating system. You don't need Windows to use Microsoft Office anymore, and you don't need Windows to access your files, your email, or even your games in many cases. The operating system has become less of a gatekeeper and more of a platform, and that shift works heavily in Linux's favor. Gaming, which was once considered the final barrier for Linux, has also seen a dramatic transformation. With technologies like Proton and the growing support from platforms like Steam, thousands of games that were once exclusive to Windows are now playable on Linux with little to no performance loss. This was a turning point. For years, gamers were locked into Windows simply because they had no choice. Now that reason is slowly disappearing. And when one of the largest user bases begins to have a viable alternative, it sends a powerful signal to the entire industry. Another key factor is hardware compatibility. In the past, one of Linux's biggest weaknesses was its limited support for certain devices. Printers, graphics cards, Wi-Fi adapters, and other peripherals often required complicated workarounds or didn't work at all. Today, that situation has improved dramatically. Major hardware manufacturers are now providing better support for Linux, and the kernel itself includes a wide range of drivers out of the box. In many cases, Linux can run smoothly on hardware that struggles with the latest versions of Windows, giving older machines a new lease on life. Security is another area where Linux holds a strong advantage. Its architecture, combined with a transparent development model, makes it inherently more resistant to many common threats. While no system is completely immune, Linux systems are generally less targeted by malware. And when vulnerabilities are discovered, they are often fixed thanks to the open-source community. This has made Linux a preferred choice for servers, and now that reputation is starting to influence desktop users as well. Then there's the issue of control. Windows has increasingly moved toward a model where the company decides what's best for the user, often overriding personal preferences. Updates can install automatically, system settings can change without clear consent, and certain features can't be easily disabled. For some users, this isn't a problem. But for others, especially those who value control and customization, it's a deal breaker. Linux, on the other hand, offers complete freedom. You can choose your desktop environment, your software, your update schedule, and even the core components of your system. That level of flexibility is something Windows simply doesn't offer. Cost also plays a role, especially in developing regions and among students. Windows licenses can be expensive, and while many users rely on pre-installed versions, the cost is still embedded in the price of hardware. Linux distributions, on the other hand, are typically free. This makes them an attractive option for anyone looking to reduce expenses without sacrificing functionality. Over time, this economic advantage can lead to widespread adoption, especially as more people become aware of what Linux can offer. But it's not just individual users who are making the switch. Governments, educational institutions, and large organizations are increasingly exploring Linux as a viable alternative. The reasons vary, from cost savings to security concerns to a desire for greater independence from proprietary software vendors. When these large entities begin to adopt Linux, it creates a ripple effect. Software developers start paying more attention, support improves, and the ecosystem grows stronger. Microsoft itself seems to recognize this shift. The company has taken steps that would have been unthinkable in the past, such as integrating Linux into Windows through the Windows subsystem for Linux. It has also embraced open-source projects and even released some of its own tools under open licenses. These moves suggest that Microsoft is adapting to a world where it no longer holds absolute control. But they also raise an interesting question. If Linux is becoming so important that even Microsoft is embracing it, what does that say about the future of Windows? Of course, it's important to stay grounded. Windows isn't disappearing overnight. It still has a massive user base, strong enterprise support, and deep integration with many business workflows. For many people, it remains the most convenient and familiar option. But the key point is that its position is no longer unchallenged. The idea that Windows is the only practical choice is fading, and once that perception changes, everything else follows. There are still challenges for Linux. Software compatibility, while greatly improved, isn't perfect. Some specialized applications, particularly in fields like design, engineering, and certain business sectors, are still heavily tied to Windows. User support can also be more fragmented, as Linux comes in many different distributions, each with its own community and approach. For new users, this variety can be both a strength and a source of confusion. However, these challenges are being addressed over time. Compatibility layers continue to improve. More companies are releasing native Linux versions of their software, and user-friendly distributions are making it easier than ever to get started. What once felt like barriers are gradually turning into manageable inconveniences, and in some cases, they're disappearing entirely. The broader trend suggests that we're moving toward a more open, flexible computing landscape. Instead of being locked into a single ecosystem, users are gaining the ability to choose what works best for them. In that kind of environment, Linux has a natural advantage. Its open-source nature allows it to adapt quickly, incorporate innovations from around the world, and respond to user needs in a way that proprietary systems often can't. So when people ask whether the end of Windows is near, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It's not about a sudden collapse or a dramatic replacement. It's about a gradual shift in balance. Windows is losing its status as the default, the unquestioned choice. And as that status fades, Linux is stepping in to fill the gap. This isn't a story of one system destroying another. It's a story of evolution, of changing expectations, and of users demanding more control, more transparency, and more value. Linux represents those ideals in a way that resonates with the current generation of users. And as awareness continues to grow, so does its influence. The real turning point may not be a single moment or a specific release. It may be the moment when an average user, someone who has used Windows their entire life, decides to try Linux and realizes that it's not only usable, but in some ways better. When that realization becomes common, the shift will accelerate. And that's why the end of Windows, at least as we know it, might be closer than it seems. Not because Windows will vanish, but because its role in the computing world is changing. It's no longer the center of everything. It's becoming just one option among many. Meanwhile, Linux continues to grow, evolve, and quietly win over users one by one. It doesn't need a dramatic takeover to succeed. It just needs to keep doing what it's been doing, improving steadily, expanding its reach, and offering an alternative that people can trust. In the end, the future of computing may not belong to a single operating system at all. It may belong to a diverse ecosystem where choice matters more than dominance. And in that future, Linux isn't just surviving. It's thriving.